Amber. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
We're back with Matt. Callie took a break.
Callie's pretty tough to beat. That was awesome.
Matt and I decided to work out today. I took him to my favorite sprinting hill by Devlin High School, and we learned a couple things about ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Matt's a freaking runner. Like a gazelle up the hill. It was amazing.
That was pretty good for an old-ass man, I think.
It was incredible watching him run. So I'm reading a David Baldacci, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Baldacci book, Baldacci. And it's so funny because the book is talking about the feds and interest rates and how they change it and the logistics behind all these things. And I was thinking, nobody really knows this. And I was talking to one of our other clients who's in car sales, and he had somebody come in, they're like, well, why are car interest rates so high? It's like, well, just the same thing with housing. Like when they raise the rates, it's not just the housing rates, it's all the rates. So it's just, I thought it'd be fun to have Matt kind of educate us on how that whole process works and why it happens. It's just interesting.
This could take a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try and keep it brief.
You're good at it.
But the reason why this really kind of matters is we were talking about the housing market and what's going on and why it's a little bit easier to buy a home versus 6 months ago even.
Oh my gosh.
And it's all about interest rates.
Yep.
It is the one thing. It hasn't been that people don't have money anymore. It hasn't been that that houses are just, nobody wants a house anymore.
Or that there's a cooler state than ours.
That's right.
That doesn't happen.
Not possible.
Look at this.
It's pretty amazing. But the one thing that is affecting the housing market right now is high interest rates. Now, the Federal Reserve, when they are tasked with reducing inflation, they've got one tool. It's called monetary supply, and it's raising or lowering the Fed funds rate. So the Fed funds rate, without going really deep into this, is not a direct indicator of how mortgage rates are affected. However, it's such a bellwether that everybody follows this rate, right? It affects the rate at which banks lend to one another. When the Fed makes it more expensive to lend money, less people take out loans. So this is the Fed's intent, and this is what's going on right now. Their next meeting is July 26th. They're going to raise rates by 0.75 of a point. And what their intent is they want to take money out of the money supply. That happens because higher interest rates mean people go, oh, wait, I don't think the stock market is performing quite as well. I'm going to put my money in bonds where I have a guaranteed rate that's high, and I'm going to get a guaranteed rate of return. This is what's going on in a nutshell. Less scary, yeah. The thing that I've been talking about is the fact that this time right now, we have a window. The Fed has about 2 more rate hikes they're going to do. They're going to do one in July and one, I think, in November. It might be late November. It'll be after midterms.
Election.
Right.
Yep.
When they stop hiking rates, there will then be a neutral policy. So Fed says, okay, we did it. We beat inflation.
Yeah.
I don't know for a fact that they'll stop hiking rates after these next 2, but it's pretty likely. When that happens,
and it evens out.
When it evens out, rates are going to start leveling off, and they might even go lower because as the Fed, and you can look back in history, I read a guy that he said he went back to 1970. The last 6 recessions that we've been in, this has happened every time. When things slow down so much because the Fed has pulled money out of the money supply, we then go into a recession. When we go into a recession, the Fed switches gears and they go, oh no, we made it too hard for people to make money. Let's lower interest rates. Right, so they can't get it. You're chasing the tail.
It is a constant system, and it is history repeats itself, and it is a bell curve. It's just you can go back in history and see how these things have worked.
It's true, and there's 2 things that are happening right now that will not change by the time that rates start evening off.
Right.
1, supply. Housing supply is not going any higher. We do not have more houses for sale.
When you see it on the news and they're saying how the housing supply is 300% that it was last year, that's because we have 3 more homes. It's just the way, you already know how I feel about the media portraying everything, but it's just not that different.
It's not that big of a deal. Now, and I'm wrong. There is a higher supply now than there was 6 months ago.
Those 3 homes.
But not enough to affect the way that home buyers operate.
No.
And I'm telling you, once that those rates drop again, and they're not going to 3 again, guys, but they might go to 4, 4.5.
Yeah.
When that happens, we're going to have the demand's all back.
Yeah.
We're
So
all back.
right now, when I'm going out with buyers, it's a different feel. It doesn't feel as, dog eat dog. You can kind of actually look at a house for 20 minutes, and maybe be one of 3 offers, or maybe, again, it's all priced right for condition. We have a condo on the market right now, Kim and I, and it's been on for 3 days, and we have 5 or 7 offer. I think we had 7 this morning.
Oh, that's great.
So, if you're priced right for condition, you're still going to have that flood of people, but you just, it's just not 20. So it still feels better buying a house right now than it did 4 months ago, 3 months ago. It's different.
Yeah, it's different. And just know that all of my comments about what's going to happen in the future, obviously if I knew that for a fact, I'd be on an island.
We'd make so much more money.
I'd be on an island somewhere sipping a fruity drink.
Yeah. But this is our educated guess.
This is an educated guess, but there's too much data to support it that at some point rates are going to get better.
100%.
And demand will be back. So the message is for the guy that was, the car salesman that was like, hey, why are rates higher? This is why rates are higher.
Yeah.
It's being made more difficult to go spend money because we're trying to reduce inflation.
Yep.
When that happens, when the Fed reaches their target, then we're doing an about face.
Yep.
Because moving the U.S. economy, it's too big. You don't do it perfectly.
No.
So they're going to have what's called a hard landing. So you have either a soft landing or a hard landing. Soft landing would be they raise rates just perfectly, economy slows down, everything kind of goes back into where it's supposed to be, and there are no ramifications from over increasing interest rates. A hard landing, which is more likely, is whoops, we went a little bit too hard, too aggressive, and now people are getting laid off. Companies aren't hiring. This is already happening, by the way. So which is good because it means that what the Fed's doing is working.
Correct.
So takeaway, still a great time to buy or sell a home right now.
For sure.
I think it's going to be harder to buy a home in about a year and a half.
I was going to say it'll get back to where it was, but thank you. It's fun to educate. I like geeking out about economics with Matt. And if you guys ever have any questions about those things, he's better at it than I am, but I know a little bit.
You know a lot.
But yeah, we'll see you back here next week for some more education.
Yeah, fun.
Work and work
Sounds
out.
great. Work and work out.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.